Welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, Lake Stevens Ace Hardware presentation of Friday Night Lights. Snohomish Panthers, the home team in their red, and they welcome in the Royals of Lynnwood, the visiting team, alongside Luke Winsor, Scot, Ohsman, and also we have Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Luke, how are you?
Good, Scott. How about yourself?
I'm good. We're just talking about they're taking a moment right now for the terrible tragedy in Spokane for Freeman High School. So I don't know if we're either going to pause for that. See if we can pick up our PA announcer. We'll come back right after that with kickoff Snohomish and Lynnwood on STSPN.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, we are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Second Lieutenant Connor Whitelock, Cadet Corporal Andrew Scoreggi.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
You're watching STSPN.com!
That's perfect.
That Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Welcome back to Color Guard. Scot, Ohsman, Luke Winsor with you. STSPN, Todd Elvig, the 5-tool player, executive producer, running the dials. And we have Ron the Wedge Henthorn as we see the Color Guard walking towards you right now.
Let's play some Friday Night.
Friday Night Lights, a great gesture there, Luke, for the tragedy over in Freeman. Always do it right here on the campus of Snohomish High School, right here, Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, such a needless tragedy over at Freeman High School, and I just hope for just healing and just for the people over there to recover and be able to move on with their lives. And yeah, it's just tragic.
Fortunately, becoming too common here, as we know in this area from Marysville, Pilchuck, and also actually in Kamiak and some other places. So
Yeah,
just horrible, and thank goodness we have a diversion here tonight with Snohomish. They're opening up against the Lynnwood, and this is a big game. This is a Wesco 3A South matchup here with the Lynnwood Royals. Snohomish coming in 1-1. They had that opening win against Marysville-Pilchuck, 38-22. And then the crosstown rival Glacier Peak lost last week, 28-14. So Snohomish having a good year so far. We talked to head coach Kai Smalley in his 5th year, and he feels good about the week of practice.
Yeah, which is always interesting after a rivalry game, win or lose, because you invest so much of yourself as players into those types of games. It's always interesting what the week after, how do you prepare, how do you focus, and Coach Smalley seemed very pleased with how his team practiced this week, so hopefully for their sake that translates itself into the performance on the field.
Hold on, we're going to wait. New technology here. Hello.
Hey, I want you guys to have a good game.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Todd.
That's Todd Elvig calling on the new bat phone technology we have here.
So is Todd playing the role of Commissioner Gordon?
He is. He is. Now let's switch to Keontae Bankhead, the great head coach for Lynnwood. Boy, they are coming off a 0-2 right now. Lost Ballard 26-21. Then last week took it on the chin, 49-0 by the Tomahawks up here in Marysville-Pilchuck. We talked to Coach Bankhead for quite a while. As you see, they won the toss, actually.
Snohomish won the toss, I think.
Oh, Snohomish?
Yeah.
No, I thought they deferred. I think Lynnwood won and they deferred. And you'll see here them kicking off. But, boy, he has got injury after injury. It's a mash unit. They've got a freshman quarterback. We'll talk more about that. Here we go, Friday Night Football. And it's into the end zone. A nice kick there.
Snohomish tried to change things up by switching some of the guys in the background to confuse the Lynnwood kickoff team, but instead Lynnwood just said, hey, we'll just kick it into the end zone and force you guys to start from the 20.
Nunez, the kicker there. So as always, for Snohomish, it's their their quarterback, Langan Orgill, number 10, just a junior. Had a decent week last week in the loss. And, of course, the first carry is that senior Keegan Stitch, number 27, for a yard or so.
And in talking to Coach Smalley, he acknowledges the fact that, yeah, Keegan Stitch, he's their horse, he's their best player. They want to give him the ball, but he also understands the need for other guys on this offense to step up, so it'll be really interesting to see who, if anyone, is able to do that tonight.
Here's the second play. This cuts it up. This time it's number 21, Tyler Messina. We saw a lot of him last week, and he is close, looks like, Luke, just in front of a first down. They'll need just a half a yard or so.
Yeah, Messina lining up in the slot, came in motion, takes to the ball in a fly sweep. Good job at cutting it up the field once he saw a lane, and I think they are going to give him the first down.
They do give him the first down. So 1st and 10 from their own 30. Orgill gets it to Keegan Stitch on the right side, spins out of a tackle, trying to make something, gets past, down the far sideline, first down and more into Royal territory.
We have a flag. Right around the 33 towards the Lynnwood sideline. May have been a hold or a block in the back.
We'll see David Sather, our referee tonight, and we have him mic'd up, and here we go.
Block in the back.
Oh, we had him there for a second. Oh, he did. Block in the back. That's all you need to know, Luke.
All you need to know, I think I heard 2-1, so that may have been on Messina. Tough break, wiping out a big gain for Stitch, and again.
Oh, here we go. Oh. He tried, but that time he didn't get it.
And we were out, right?
There we go. Oh, now he's got
21.
He'll get it.
The wonders of new technology.
That is. Whoa.
Whoa.
We got to turn that mic down. 1st and 17. Ball on their own 23. That play negated there. And great defense by the Royals, and they shut down Keegan Stitch. My, oh, my. What a push up front.
Yeah, great push all around by the front 7. Looked like number 48 for Lynnwood
Eddings, number 67 as well there.
Yeah, Ben Lubag and Eddings leading the way for a tackle for loss, setting up second almost 20.
10:50 left to go here. Just the opening minutes. Glad you're with us. Scott Ohsman, Luke Winsor, Ron Henthorn. A 2nd and 20. Orgill, the quarterback, with it. Now he's going to first pass of the day. Gets it incomplete, in and out of the hands of 15, and that's Peyton Campbell. They want to go to him. We talked to Kai Smalley about that.
He likes Peyton, and he also likes Tristan Harmston, the two outside receivers. And that's a tough drop because even if he catches it, even if he doesn't run with the ball, it's 3rd and 15, but which is still better than 3rd and 20. Not a lot of plays in the playbook for this down and distance.
Here we go. Orgill looks over. Now he's going to go back to Campbell. This time he catches it, and there's a big block right there. Campbell still on his feet, passes the 30-35, and another flag, Luke.
Flag in the backfield right around where quarterback threw the ball, so we could have a roughing the passer here.
We'll look at the replay one more time.
It is against Lynnwood.
So 3rd and 20, Luke.
And the Lynnwood defense bails out Snohomish with that roughing the passer.
They started on their own 20, 6th play of this drive. No score, opening minutes here, 10:22 left. First Wesco 3A South matchup here.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, Lynnwood, 15 from the end of the run. First down.
There we go, it's all working. Our head referee there, David Sather.
And that's a tough break for Lynnwood. Talking with Coach Bankhead before the game, they're a really young team, so you love the effort, but that's just some mistakes like that you just can't have.
Huge pickup there for Snohomish. Orgill hands it off to Keegan. Keegan, he has a lane, pushes down Campbell, and Campbell just didn't get out in front fast enough, and he'll probably pick up another Panther first down.
That's what you get for not blocking.
That's cold-blooded, man.
I've seen some great stiff arms before, but very rarely do you see it on a teammate to teammate. That was interesting, to say the least.
I'd love to see them in the film room. Poor Peyton's like, what are you doing?
Well, you weren't blocking.
Yeah. We do have to turn Ron Henthorn on. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, their opening drive. Keegan Stitch one more time. He had 28 carries last week, Luke, and he had 28 carries in the opening win against Marysville-Pilchuck. He is a workhorse.
And tonight it'd be just interesting if Snohomish can get off to an early start. Can they maybe get him out of the game, work some other guys in? But again, they have to get off to a fast start in order to do that.
2nd and 6. Orgill flips it out to Messina. Messina weaves his way across the 30, almost to the 25, and he'll leave 3rd and short.
And something I've noticed already a couple times, Orgill, when he's handing the ball off to Stitch on these zone reads, the Lynnwood defensive ends, they're not really honoring Orgill. He could probably a couple of times keep it himself. Even there, he could have kept it.
And look at Keegan Stitch, just the senior carries the young Royals pile to another Snohomish first down, almost to the 15.
And now that was a nice play by Stitch, but if Orgill keeps that, he could have been in the end zone by now.
Yeah.
Because the defensive end crashed and was following Stitch. Orgill needs to pull that and keep it himself, and he could have a big day running the ball himself if he do that just a few times.
That's an RPO.
No, that's the zone read.
Oh, and he tries to pitch it, gets it to Messina on the outside. Well played there defensively by Lynnwood, number 11, San Savorn, another junior. And let's talk about that while they reset here. It's a first down for Snohomish. But Lynnwood, I mean, sophomore juniors, and we're going to see a freshman quarterback, never seen the night lights.
Yeah, they're a young team. They have almost nobody back from last year's team. And Coach Bankhead feels like they got some talent. They just need to be able to stay together, go through kind of these this learning experience of this year, because next year he feels like they could be pretty good.
Orgill on the run. Now he's going to tuck it up. Again, well played by that Royal defense. He'll maybe get a yard right to the 15-yard line.
And I don't want to turn this into a pick on Orgel night, but he had Tristan Harmston wide open in the back of the end zone if he had seen him be able to get the ball off to him.
Easier said than done when you got some Royals bearing down on you, but point well taken. Third down now, 9. Actually, they backed him up there, Luke.
They'll go for a sack for Lynnwood.
Stitch now in motion. Orgel looking left. Now he sees a big lane. Cuts it up. And he's, almost horse-collared there. And did he get to the first down
I think
marker?
he's a little short. He's about almost a yard. Yeah, but a yard short.
Good pursuit there on the edges by Lynnwood.
But I like the decisiveness there by Orgel. He didn't like what he had downfield, and he saw a lane, and he made the decision right away to keep it himself.
4th and 2. This is a big play. You get it to Stitch. He's got to get it to you. He does, all the way down to the 1.5 yard line. Big pickup there for the senior Stitch.
Good, and also a really great push by the Snohomish offensive line. They didn't create any huge hole, but they pushed the Lynnwood front back almost all the way in the end zone.
1st and goal now. Orgel fakes it. He passes it to number 29. What a great defensive play there by the Royal. Trying to get his number, Luke.
They have these gold numbers.
What's that, Ron Henthorne? That was 80. Sutherland, the receiver. Ron's coming in and out there. Orgel, and there's whistles. 6:29 left in the first quarter. This drive started on the Snohomish 20, and now there's a timeout.
And not a good possession for Peyton Campbell. Drop pass. He gets stiff-armed by his own running back, and then he missed the block there that could have allowed the receiver to get in for the touchdown.
2nd and goal, as you see the officials there. That's the end zone Snohomish would like to go. This is a 14-play drive so far, Luke. What do you think about Snohomish?
Again, it's been a lot of Keegan Stitch, which is what you'd expect. There's some big play opportunities to be had. They're just not getting them yet. Again, Orgel a couple times, if he keeps it on that zone read, he scores. And that's just, I don't know if it's just maybe in his head there's just an overreliance. Oh, I'll just give it to Keegan. He's amazing. He'll go get the yards. But if in the spread offense, if you're running it correctly, the quarterback is making these decisions, and he's not worried about necessarily who the go-to guy is. He's reading that defensive end and letting that dictate where the ball goes, not, I have a great running back.
We'll see what happens. Orgel, 2nd and goal. Messina, he's got it, no problem. Touchdown, Panthers. An 80-yard, 15-play drive capped off by a 2-yard touchdown by Tyler Messina.
And Messina, again, on the fly sweep. And if they can get him going tonight, that'll really open things up, not just later in this game, but in the season, because now you have to worry about him on those fly sweeps along with Stitch coming up the middle.
Well, the other big thing here's the extra point by Connor Smith. Conover with the hold. Smith has done well so far. That is up, and it is good. And with 6:25 left in the first quarter, Snohomish 7, Lynnwood nothing. We'll be back with more on STSPN.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
You're watching STSPN.com.
That's perfect.
One guy.
Back here, Veterans Memorial Stadium, Scot, Ohsman, Luke Winsor, and Ron Henthorne. Can we go down to the wedge? Ron Henthorne, we'll see if you're coming in loud and clear, Mr. Henthorne.
Field.
You're not.
It was great.
There you go. You're in and out. my friend?
Now that they got
We'll try later. Ronnie, for some reason, we can't pick you up full time. Connor Smith to kick. And a couple Royals back to receive. Gets to the up man, taken around the 25, eludes one tackler, and he gets up to the 30-yard line, and that's number 24, Daniel Tran. Again, just a sophomore.
And we'll be probably saying that a lot tonight, sophomore or junior for Lynnwood. And now the debut of freshman quarterback Christian Kirkman.
That is correct.
He got called up from the freshman team because all the other quarterbacks on the Lynnwood roster have been injured in the first 2 games.
But Bankhead has such a great attitude when we talk to him, and he
did.
knows that he's going to be good in a couple years, actually by the end of the year.
Yeah, they'll improve a lot this year, and then going in the next couple of years, they should be a possible contender for the West Coast South.
So Kirkman, kid's excited, nervous, all kinds of stuff. He hands it off to number 24, Tran. Up the middle, nothing there. And this could be an issue. Snohomish, both O-line and D-line, they are big up front.
They have a definite size and experience advantage over Lynnwood. And a couple of years ago when I saw Lynnwood play, they run kind of an Ohio State-like spread offense with a lot of quarterback run. But in talking to Coach Bankhead, because they have one healthy quarterback, we're not going to see Kirkman running the ball a lot. Probably won't see any called quarterback runs tonight. And so it's really going to be incumbent for the offensive line to protect him and also create some running lanes for the running backs.
2nd and 10 for Lynnwood. And Kirkman, the freshman, he hands it off again. This time on the near side. Again, it's Tran. And not much there. And again, number 78, he had such a tremendous game. One of the captains, Jackson Harris, 6'3", 215, the senior. He's fun to watch.
Yeah, and also Ben Close, the outside linebacker on that side, he did a great job too, setting a hard edge there, not allowing the Lynnwood running backs to get outside of him, and then also defeating the blocker and making the tackle.
Close been big. He had a big scoop and score for a touchdown on that opening win against Marysville. Pilchuck, the 38-22 win. Here's 3rd and 10. 4:52 left to go in the first quarter. Christian Kirkman, the freshman, getting his first start ever. Now he's just running in trouble. He goes down, loses the ball. Or did he? No, looks like he hung on.
And the Snohomish front, they just overwhelmed.
Yes.
It looked like it was Carter Cole, the other defensive end. He got in there first for the sack. But, yeah, the Snohomish defense on there, they just overwhelmed the Lynnwood offensive line. They kept one of the backs in, so it was a 6-man protection. The Lynnwood coaches, they might want to consider maybe a max protect 7-man, keeping both running backs in.
Punt gets off. That's Nunez who does all the punting and the kicking, and it's caught there by Messina, and that's where Snohomish will get the ball on their own 46-yard line. Looking at some other scores, we're over at Everett Memorial Stadium, the double header there. Trying to check some scores. Looks like 6:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Oh, I got one more update here. Jackson scores on a 50-yard pass from Olsen to Arias. Boy, Daniel Arias is good. So 3:27 left to go in the 3rd. Jackson now up on Mount Vernon, 33-13. Orgel, he hits it, gives us Campbell on a sweep. Gets to the 50, now he's on his own, one guy to beat, and he's finally taken out at the 28-yard line of Lynnwood. So Campbell, they're trying to get him some touches.
Yeah, a fly sweep, and that formation itself is almost exclusively run formation. You have 2 receivers to the top, both of them on the line of scrimmage, which means the inside of the 2, he's not even eligible to catch a pass. So usually when you see that, you expect run, and they did that time with Campbell. So you're seeing him and Messina, the fly sweeps, trying to open things up for Stitch up the middle.
1st and 10 for Snohomish. Talked about diversifying that offense, not leaning on Stitch. They lean on him this time, trying to get something going, and he's not going to get there. Boy, he tried to navigate his way through a bunch of white jerseys, and there's another flag.
Well, great overall pursuit by the whole Lynnwood defense. They set the edge. They didn't let Stitch get outside, and then the backside came in and took away the cutback. It's a block in the back against Snohomish.
See if our referee microphone is up and working, and we can get Ron Henthorn, the wedge there, to get closer to our antenna. Maybe we can hear him all the way through.
Can you hear me now?
Perfection.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you great.
Yeah. Well, I was a little block in the back down here, but they'll straighten it out. You know, when Lynnwood had the ball, I think they were running up against a red brick wall down here.
Block in the back, Snohomish, 10 yards from the end of the run. Still first down.
They're moving down the field without any penalties.
Thank you, Ronnie. Ron Henthorn, the wedge. Nobody gets in the middle of everything like the wedge. Like Winsor. So 1st and 23, block in the back. They fake it and they get it out to number 22. They are just changing it up this week, and that's Tyler Larson as the crowd goes nuts. He gets all the way down to the 18 or 20-yard line. My goodness.
Saw some triple option there. They faked the inside zone to Stitch. Quarterback Orgel keeps it and pitches it out to Larson, who got upfield and was able to pick up the first down. You know, if they'd been in I-backs or wishbone, then it'd really be going back.
1st and 10, ball on the Lynnwood 18. Orgel back to pass. Got a wide open Messina. Touchdown, his second of the night.
Great read by Orgel. Lynnwood was playing with a single safety, and the vulnerabilities of a single safety defense are the seams, that the spaces past the linebackers between the safety and the corner, and so much that he ran all 4 receivers vertically, and could cover 3. 3 receivers should not be able to cover 4 and just find the open guy, and that's what Orgel did for the touchdown.
Well, they're making it look easy. 4 plays and another touchdown, 18-yard pass reception for Tyler Messina, and the extra point from Connor Smith is up and good, and very quickly, Luke Winsor, 3:14 left to go. Snohomish up 14-0. We hope that this turns around a little bit, but this is not a huge surprise.
Well, the best part about that drive for Snohomish was Stitch only touched the ball once. They got some other guys involved, but kind of going back to your point, Lynnwood's a really young team. They're talented but young, and so against a team like Snohomish that expects to be competing for a spot in the playoffs, give credit to Snohomish. They're not playing down to the competition.
Yeah.
They're look like they're going to try to take care of business, get the starters out early, get some young guys in, and get out of here with a win and go 1-0 in conference.
Always a good. The weather just gorgeous. It looks like there's some rain coming in on Sunday.
Normally I don't like the rain, but we need it.
We do need the rain. I don't either.
The grass out here is looking more like straw.
It really is. So Jackson and Mount Vernon that first game, and then people around here looking for that Glacier Peak Cascade matchup coming at the 8 o'clock game. And Mount Vernon QB just scored again, so now it's Jackson 33, Mount Vernon 20 with 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter. We'll keep our eye on there as a squibber there by Connor is picked up at the 20, directing traffic, and he gets all the way up to the 39, almost the 40, and that's big number 80, which is Jerry Pham.
I do not like these gold numbers on white jerseys.
They're tough, aren't they?
Oh, that should be illegal.
5'9", one of the few seniors on the Lynnwood Royal team.
Yeah, again, very young team. In another year or two, watch out for Lynnwood in the West Coast South.
Yes.
But this year is a learning year.
Just joining us, Christian Kirkman, the freshman quarterback, called up. They're, third string, fourth string?
Fourth string quarterback, I think.
All got hurt. And here he is, back to pass, his first try to pass, now running wisely out of bounds. He'll lose a few yards as there's Panthers flying everywhere.
I want to think that Lynnwood was setting up a screen because of how fast the Snohomish defensive line got into the backfield, but that's what I want to think.
Yeah.
But they got back there in a hurry, and even if it was a screen, you're asking a freshman quarterback, oh yeah, here's some 3 or 4 guys coming unblocked at you, get a pass off.
Loss of 6, bring up 2nd and 16 for the freshman. One of the bright spots, again, just the damage as far as the injuries. Connor Bjornsson, one of their leading rushers, he's out. He got hurt. We're going to look to number 12, Robert Boyce. He's playing tonight, 6'1", senior, to see if he can get some yardage for him. And they hand it off up front to number 33, and he is met just right at the point of context by big number 56 there, Tavian Norris for Snohomish.
There's really no room to run. I think they're trying to set some type of counter. Both the backs were crossing there, trying to get some misdirection going, but the Snohomish defense was not fooled. And the last thing you want with a freshman quarterback is 3rd and long.
Caleb Hurd, the ball carrier on that last play. So 3rd and 15. In the shotgun is Kirkman. He gets hammered as he threw the ball. I hope he's all right. Big pursuit there by the Panther.
Looked like it was close again. He came in
close, correct.
He came in on the blind side unblocked, and that was scary.
Scary because they don't have anybody left.
I think Coach Binka talked about how if Kirkman gets hurt, they have a running back that they can take some wildcat snaps with.
Yeah, that was Boyce, I think he said, number 12.
Yeah.
Nunez back to punt now. Their second punt is almost blocked. And there is Messina back. He'll let it bounce. It'll bounce out around the 34-yard line.
Well, after that hit, welcome to high school football, Christian Kirkman.
Yes, my goodness. That'll wake him up. Hopefully the young man's just fine. Been all Snohomish here early. And they're kind of doing whatever they want to do. 2:15 left here.
Really, the only time Snohomish has been backed up is when they've committed a penalty. So if they can cut those out, they should be able to march down the field real easy.
They've had 2 possessions and 2 touchdowns. Langdon Orgill, the quarterback here, slips it over, and well played again by the defender, and that is Boyce right there on the tackle. The pass was complete there to Calvin McDaniel.
Great play by Boyce from this corner spot on that wide receiver screen, and he read it right away and he attacked.
If you see McDaniel in their Snohomish uniform on the hardwoods of the field, it's got to be part of McDaniel's Do-It Center. Here we go, 2nd down. This time they get it off to Lopez, and he gets a few. They'll bring up a 3rd and long.
5-speed again, this time with Lopez, and the thing with Lopez, I think he should have kept taking it to the outside, because I think he cut it out too soon, because when he cut it up, there was a Lynnwood defender right there.
Third and 6. Stitch.
Not in the game.
Not in the game right now. They're going to give him some time, and they hand it off to number 22, Tyler Larson.
Yeah, both Stitch and Harmston were sat out that whole series, and it looks like it's going to be a 3 and out for
4th and 6. They're looking to see if they're going to go or not.
They're going.
Oh, and they jump Lynnwood off sides.
It won't be enough for a 1st down, but it'll make it a 4th and 1.
Much better than a 4th and 6.
Always.
I had a state education, but I do know that. Not a rocket science.
It ain't rocket surgery.
It ain't rocket surgery right there.
Well, and when you're a coach, when your defensive tackle who's lining up almost right over the ball jumps off sides, That's frustrating.
Yeah.
Because he should
But
be.
they're young.
But you teach defensive linemen when they're kids, watch the ball.
Watch the ball. Orgill with life. This time it is Stitch to get up the first down. He gets that and much more. Still on his feet. Into the 45. Close to the 40 into Royal territory. And Keegan Stitch, he had to do it 4th and 1 or 4th and 2 before, and he gets another first down here.
And he was a great push by the left side of the Snohomish offensive line, led by Jackson Harris. Stitch was not touched until about 10 yards down the field.
It's a first down for Snohomish. Ball on the 43-yard line in Lynnwood.
20 seconds left in this first quarter. Messina in motion. Orgill hands it to Stitch. And it's a good job there by the Royal, number 48, to get that tackle. Ben Lubag, you hold on to Keegan Stitch. And there's another flag. Getting hand signals now by Todd Elvin, 5-tool player. And we'll see what it is here. Head referee David Sather. Or maybe Ronnie saw it.
I was about ready to say something, look at you and say something, and all of a sudden you hear flag. I didn't even see it get thrown. The referee is talking to Coach Bankhead. So this may be on a Lynnwood player for possibly saying something he shouldn't have said.
Look over here, David Sather, see if we can turn on his mic. And Conte Bankhead in his 5th year, did he say?
4th.
4th year, thank you. And he's also there talking to Kai Smalley as well. A lot to discuss here, my goodness gracious.
I didn't see anything obvious, so I think it could be unsportsmanlike conduct. Someone said something.
Let's go down to Ron Henthorn. Ron, do you have any sense at all of what's going on, maybe?
The only thing I can tell right now is it might have been an unsportsmanlike conduct against Lynnwood. And we'll see if he calls something here in a minute.
Things get heated down there. But there is a lot of, they are covering all their bases here. They're talking to everybody. Here's the official. I don't know if he turned it on or not.
Oh, player's ejected.
Wow. Who's that?
Personal foul, Lynnwood. After the play, that player.
And I think he has to leave the field of play, so he's going to have to walk around the field and go to the locker room.
And trying to look for who that player is. What number is it?
10 on the 25 for Snohomish.
Well, 1st and 10 on the Lynnwood 25. We'll see what player or what happened. We'll see if we can get the story. Back to football here. And Lynnwood didn't need that. That's adding insult to injury.
With all the injuries they've had, the depth is so poor as it is.
Orgill going deep for Campbell. Not this time. Too much sauce.
Campbell had a step, just the ball was just not on target.
2nd and 10 at the Royal 25-yard line. We talked to Kai Smalley before the game. We asked him if he wanted to pass the ball, and he said,
if we get the right coverage.
Yeah, he said, of course you want to pass it, because last week against Glacier Peak, they did, and they had a touchdown pass. Harmston had a touchdown from Orgill. 2nd and 10. And this time Messina, the 2-touchdown Messina. He gets up close to a first down.
And great cut by Messina. He saw that the Lynnwood defense is really pursuing hard to the outside, open up a big hole in the middle, and he cut it up and able to get a nice pickup.
And that's going to do it for one quarter of football. 14-0, but the Snohomish Panthers threatening again.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, Scott Ohsman, Luke Winsor, Ron Henthorn. They flip the field here, and Snohomish in business, 3rd and 1 on the Royal 16-yard line. Get it off to Stitch. Stitch will get the first down. Lynnwood Royals, they are playing hard on defense.
They're playing hard. They're making Stitch work for his yards, and you can tell they're definitely keyed in on him. And now in the red zone, what I like to see is maybe a play action, fake it to Stitch, and then try to get a receiver in behind the linebackers and kind of in the gaps of the secondary. It looks like they're going to go man coverage. Now another flag.
It's by the line judge over on the far side by the down marker.
Before the play, defense shows offside.
Offsides there, the call on the Lynnwood Royals.
Then 1st and goal for Snohomish.
So 1st and 5 from the 9, and Stitch, and he's taken down hard.
And if I am an offensive coach for Snohomish, I'm yelling at Orgill, keep it. He could have walked into the end zone that time.
Anatipa, Gibson Anatipa, 6'1", 260, just one of, again, the very few seniors. That'll bring up 2nd and 5. Just have to get to the 4 for a first down here. This time they hand it up. Can't quite, and there's flags everywhere. They hand the ball off to number 2. Is that Connor Smith? Is that correct?
Messina with the carry. There is a flag on the play.
And the flag was.
Oh, is that Messina? That's Tyler Messina.
And it's
not bad.
I think we're going to have a hold against Snohomish.
Boy, this is all kinds of stuff going on here.
And we heard the referee tell the players, let's keep a clean game. No one came to see, just throw the flag, but.
And our referee, David Sather there.
Blocking the back.
And now we're just going to seesaw here.
And that was unnecessary because the flag was thrown when the runner was being held up by the Lynnwood defense, so he wasn't really going any much further. So just an unnecessary penalty there committed by Snohomish.
2nd and 8 from the Lynnwood 13-yard line. Messina in motion. Hands it to Stitch. Stitch getting chased and dragged down. Can he get him? Yes, he can. What a play there by Savhorn, by the Royals. Not easy to take Stitch down, and he did.
He got a hold of some jersey, and he held on tight. Lynnwood, they brought down their safety. They went man coverage all across the board. They were bringing a blitz, and they really get penetration in the backfield, and it paid off.
So 3rd down, 3rd and 13, and the ball on the 17-yard line of the Royals. And Langdon Orgo gets the play, comes back in.
The trips to this side. Against this cover 3, I'd like to see maybe Snohomish run the 4 verticals again. Try to pop someone open in the seam.
Orgo, he's going to flip it out to Messina. Messina, good move, down the corner, and put the hats in the ring. 3rd touchdown by Tyler Messina, the hat trick.
He made about half the Lynnwood defense miss all by himself. What a run by him after the catch.
Is he hot tonight? 3 tries, 3 touchdowns for number 21.
Well, we were talking about they need to find someone else other than Stitch who can help carry the load, and they may have found it in Messina.
9 plays. And Connor Smith on one more time. 66-yard drive, and Connor Smith, it is up, and it is good. 14-yard touchdown capped off. Nice little screen play there. To Messina.
It was set up as a screen, but the receivers out there missed their block, so Messina had to make about 5 or 6 guys miss all by himself and tight rope it down the sideline to get in the end zone. So really just a great individual effort there by Messina.
Quickly now 21-0 for the Panthers, and can't say it enough. These kids from Lynnwood, they are young and they are banged up. I mean, beyond banged up.
They're banged up, and now having a teammate of theirs ejected further depletes their depth. And not only is he gone for the rest of this game, but I believe by rule he has to sit out next week's game too. So I don't know whatever he said, but it definitely probably made George Carlin's 7 words that you can't say list.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I found a way to get a George Carlin reference.
That was very good, Luke.
You guys get the number of the ejection?
No, we couldn't.
His number 65, senior. I thought that the defense a while ago, but it fell apart on that screenplay at the end.
Goo-goo-wee.
Defensive lineman. So
Frox Goo-goo-wee.
When you're dealing with the best running back in the conference, you don't want to lose a starting defensive lineman.
And Goo-goo-wee's 5'10", 245, like you said, a senior. That's tough. Smith bobbled. Is it in the end zone? It is, and so it'll be automatically a touchback by Savorn. So they'll start them on the 20. Let's see if the freshman quarterback Christian Kirkman, 5'11", 185. See if he can get something going here. Anything for Lynnwood.
I think they're at negative yards total offense.
I think they are.
Can they get some yards? Can they even get a first down? That'd just be huge for the team morale.
Hey, look, Luke, one of your favorite things in football, huddle.
Hey, how about that? You can communicate. There's no worry about someone missing a sign. Amazing.
Kirkman in the shotgun. The freshman, he's got all kinds of stuff on his wristbands. He hands it off again to number 24, Daniel Tran.
And another flag. There's a Tylon Lopez in on the stop, but we have another flag down. Blocking the back.
A lot of teaching opportunities tonight.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Again, we need to probably keep reminding ourselves they're young.
They're puppies. They're babies.
There's so many of them are sophomores and juniors who are playing their 3rd ever high school football game.
And he said that the seniors, most of them, they never played varsity. They were on JV last year. So.
Yeah, so which means they suited up for varsity. They maybe even gotten a few snaps on varsity, but they didn't get a lot. So
Jackson and Mount Vernon 33-20 heading into the 4th quarter. Glacier Peak taking on Cascade. Cascade doing well so far this year. Coming in, that could make that game interesting.
The Wesco feels more like the Wesco I remember if Cascade is
the Bruins
competitive and doing well.
So 1st and 23 from their own 8. Kirkman, he hands it off this time, and I think that is Boyce, perhaps. No. It's not. It's Caleb Herr.
And again, look like number 57 for Snohomish, Cameron Benorden in there at the point of attack. And you can just tell the size difference that Snohomish has up front is just paying big dividends for them tonight.
Yeah, it's
just tough for the Lynnwood offensive line to move them off the ball right now.
2nd and 23. They split out the receiver. Kirkman's had one pass attempt try, but he got sacked. Again from their 8. Here's the snap. Back. He gets it off. Nice ball. And that's a good-looking ball by the freshman. He was trying to go to Guardo.
But Guardo heard footsteps.
Yes, he did. He had 2, actually forced footsteps.
One of the safeties for Snohomish was bearing in on him, ready to remove the ball from him should he attempt to make a catch, and he short-armed it.
3rd and 23 now from their own 8. 8:46 left to go in the second quarter. Todd Elbin, 5-tool player, engineer, executive producer. Working the stadium tonight, Luke. He's all over the place.
He's an all-around good guy.
5-tool player. He's a great guy. Heart of gold.
He's good folk.
He's good peeps. 3rd and 23 from his own 8. Christian. He's got a good arm, though. Flips it out, tries to get it to Tran, but.
And I think that was inexperience coupled with having already been under pressure, a lot of duress earlier in the game. He had the guy open, he just got it off too quickly. And
I want
really
to see the go route. Let's let little baby Christian just rip it.
The problem, I agree, but the problem with that is they haven't been able to protect him, and it takes those deeper routes take more time.
That's true.
For the offensive line to protect them. And when you only have one quarterback on your roster, these are all
valid points.
You generally say you take your 3-step drop, you get on that back foot, and you let it go. You don't wait around.
Belts it, and Messina let it, and they'll have great field position once again. They'll start at the Lynnwood 39-ish.
And to further that point, if no one's open when you need to let it go, you just pick someone and throw it over their head and out of bounds. But having played and coached for Coach Dan Mack, the head coach at K-Mac High School, when I was a young coach, I used to, whether I'd see another team do it or just come up with ideas for all these different types of pass plays. And the first thing Coach Mack would always ask me whenever I'd bring these to him is, can we protect? How do we protect it? And it just taught me at a young age, you can have the greatest schematics of all time, X's and O's, these great routes, but if you can't protect your quarterback, it doesn't matter.
This time, they hand it off. Deep, good protection there. Tyler Larson, the 5'8", 175-pound sophomore, getting some nice carries and great experience for the Snohomish Panthers as they head in deeper into the season. This is a great opportunity for them, up 21-0.
This is definitely a good game for them to get some other guys other than Keegan Stitch the ball.
They're just getting experience. Larson again on the left side. Nice little burst, and he'll get a Snohomish first down.
And good job by the Oriole, too. That was a low snap, but to get it up and hand it off to Larson in time, so the timing of the play didn't get messed up.
Tackle by number 54, Christian Navarro.
Next week right here on STSPN, big matchup. We'll see how this Jackson game turns out. But 4A Wesco will turn our attention. Glacier Peak welcoming in the Jackson Timberwolves, always entertaining. 1st and 10, and Larson one more time, right up the gut.
And again, I don't want to sound like a broken rubber, but if Oriole just keeps it, he might still be running.
Although, you know what? I think we've got a new quarterback in. We do.
Oh, we do.
Snohomish, and that's Larson in. And that is the backup quarterback. Saw him out practicing. Tate Conover, number 18.
Well, Conover could have been running for a while. It's just. Yeah, I understand you want to get the running back the ball. You want to let him run it. But if you're running this offense properly, when the defensive end on that side that your running back lines up on, when he crashes to take the running back, keep the ball yourself and run and pick up your yards.
Well, it's 3rd and 1 and all kinds of whistles because kids were jumping on both sides. Looks like Snohomish did first, so they'll walk backwards.
No, you jump first. No, you jump first.
Yeah.
So now it's 3rd down and 6.
3rd and 6 now for Tate Conover, 6 foot 170, a junior. Saw him out in practice. Here he takes the ball. Not sure if that was designed quarterback draw, but nonetheless, he'll get close to a first down.
Yeah.
4th
4th and 2, and looks like Snohomish will go for it, which, again, if they don't, not a lot of high school kickers are going to be able to kick 37-yard field goals, so especially with the way their defense is playing, why not go for it?
Offensive coordinator Jay Silver for Snohomish. Conover hands it off to Larson. Larson cuts through, makes it through, and into the end zone. Instead of number 21, it's 22. Finally rewarded with a nice run from outside there, and good job there by Larson. He got a lot of the carries, and he gets to get the reward.
And credit the offensive line. They created a nice seam for Larson to run through, and once he saw it, he hit it hard, and he dragged a couple of Lynnwood defenders into the end zone for the touchdown.
Smith on for the extra point. It's up and it's good, and 6:24. Boy, every single time they've touched the ball, they've driven down and scored a touchdown. No lost opportunities tonight for the Panthers.
Efficiency. That's
very efficient.
That's what every offensive coach dreams of, is every time we get the ball, we score. And tonight, Snohomish has been able to pull that off.
We'll be back with more Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware on STSPN.
Your dreams evolve, and with committed support, they thrive. American Family Insurance.
Five plays, 39 yards, capped that one off for Snohomish. They've had drives. Their opening one was 80, 59, 66, and then 39. All of them belonging to Taylor Messina, except the last one. This time to Tyler Larson. Snohomish kicks off, and this one's going to be run back. Runs into his own player, and that held him up, and big reason he went down. Again, number 80, Pham.
And in the film session, you'll ask the player who got ran into, why were you not blocking someone going the opposite direction?
Lynnwood will take over 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line.
So the 30-yard line will be where they start. They have been 3 and out every single time tonight, for the most part.
I believe so.
Checking, yep, I think so. They haven't had great field position either to help them out, but they have a freshman quarterback, Christian Kirkman, still in there, number 18. This time he hands it off to 33, trying to find somewhere to go. Caleb Hurd.
And the Snohomish defensive front, they just overwhelming the Lynnwood offensive line. Not just that play, but pretty much every play.
Get him in the shotgun, see if you can hold somebody back, and just let her fly. I mean, protection, I know it's not going to be a bomb because he's not going to have much time.
It'd be basically a fade route. Just take your 3 steps and let it go on a go route.
I mean, let's just start having some fun here. I mean, we're if you're Lynnwood Royal.
You want to be able to do that, but you still got to be able to run your stuff and run. And
there we go, 2nd 11, intercepted by Tristan Harmson, number 7. Can he take it all the way? Pick 6. Tristan Harmson, he had a touchdown last week. This time he gets a defensive interception and touchdown.
And on that play, looked like Lynnwood, they were running both. They had 2 receivers in the air. They looked like they were both trying to maybe run a double, a mirrored concept with 2 slant routes, and the ball was just thrown right between both of them. And neither one, I think, knew if the ball was going to them or their teammate. And Hermson said, "I'll go. Thank you. I'll take it myself," and he took it all the way.
So even the defense getting into it tonight, 34-0. As Connor Smith looks to make it 35. It's up and it is good. 5:21 left here in the first half from Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. More after this.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Back here, Friday Night Lights. Second week of school here for the Snohomish School District. And Snohomish doing anything and everything there. The pick six, 35-0. And Keontae Bankhead, he knows he's in for a rough season. They'll keep getting better. He also has, as Pham takes it back, and Lynnwood will start this one now at the 29-yard line. But he also has some 5 weeks, as he calls them, 5 weekers coming back.
Yeah, with I mean, they're on the WIA probation, not having the sufficient grades that they need to be able to play. Again, these are student athletes. Someone more cynical might scoff at that with college kids at the D1 level, but at the high school level, they are student athletes. And so in a couple of weeks, he expects to get some reinforcements to supplement his young team, and hopefully that'll allow them to get better. But right now, again, young team, they're going to take their lumps this year. This is a learning experience.
And Kirkman gets out, and he completes a pass. Good for him to Savorn, and they'll pick up a couple. That's a lot for your confidence right there.
He's finally threw the pass, and he saw a teammate catch it. And it might seem like an insignificant deal to someone watching the game, but for those who know, when you have a quarterback who's young, first ever start struggling, that can be a huge deal.
Coach Tyler Cassius, the offensive coordinator. Keontae say he's given up those duties here. He was the offensive coordinator making the calls there for the first two games. 2nd and 7, they gave him 3. Kirkman now in traffic, and can he elude? No, he cannot. And boy, the big kids up front for Snohomish wrap him up, and he goes down. Again, that's Derek Stoltz, 6'2", 295. That's just junior.
They're just going through the Lynnwood line almost as if they're not there. It's just it's kind of hard to watch because you want to see the Lynnwood players have some success, but right now they're just struggling to just move the ball forward. That complete pass might have been their first play of positive yardage all night.
Could be. We'll get our crack statistical staff on that as I look to my left.
Let me get my abacus.
There. Yeah, exactly. We had the abacus flowing. Another one. Can he catch it? He can't bring it in.
He had the out route open, just threw it behind him. And just watching Kirkman there, he seemed very much in a hurry, but who can blame him with the pass rush that he's had to deal with all night long? He just never. He needs to be able to calm down, set his feet, and make a good, accurate throw.
I like his arm, though. I got to tell you. He's got a nice ball.
He's got a good arm, but because of this rush, I think he's got some happy feet in the pocket. And
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not blaming him, but it's going to take him a while to develop that type of poise to where even in the face of a good pass rush, to set his feet and make a good, strong, accurate throw.
Nunez back to punt now. we are going to have a timeout called by Lynnwood, and we will take a timeout as well. Who are we going to excitingly talk about tonight in this timeout? McDaniel's Do It Center, downtown Snohomish. I got one thing to say, love it. Here we go. McDaniel's Do It Center. If you have the opportunity, as you see the punt there by Nunez, hey, that's a decent punt. All the way back is Messina, 32. Now he's running into his own players, still going way up to the 50. Nice return there, around 20, 23, 4-yard return there. But McDaniel's Do It Center, if you ever have the pleasure in downtown Snohomish, please do go in. You will be very happy you did.
Tackle made by number 25, Ryan Trong.
And Keegan Stitch, I think, is back in the game, so they're going to get him a little more work before his night's over.
3:35 left in this first half.
That's something to keep in mind. If Snohomish scores another touchdown and they're able to shut out Lynnwood the rest of the way, we will have a running clock for the second half.
Can you do the running clock in the first half?
No.
I didn't think so.
I actually don't like the running clock at all, coming from a coach's standpoint, but we can get into that later.
Other clarification.
Whoa, wing tee?
Stitch. He's got daylight and more. Turns the burners on. A great touchdown saving tackle there.
I just had a flashback to
Bellevue?
No, Snohomish of old.
Yeah,
under Coach Mark Perry. Running the wing tee.
And I think that was Boyce who caught up with him. Again, those jerseys making it very challenging for us to see their numbers. It was Boyce,
like I said,
12, but
gold and silver numbers on white jerseys should be illegal.
We got Orville back into the quarterback. I think they want to score their running clock in the second half.
40-yard pickup by Stitch. Here's Stitch now working the edge on the far side. He'll run out of bounds near the first down marker.
That's wing tee weak lead right there. 2 plays in a row with Stitch. That's wow. I played against this offense.
I wish we had a camera. Luke Winsor is so happy right now. He can't stand it. Wait a minute. We've had a huddle and we've had a wing tee.
I'm not a fan of the wing tee, but it's just I'm not a big fan of the spread. I'll just say that.
2nd and 1. They didn't give him the first down there on the Lynnwood 11-yard line. Orville back in, as you heard from Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Back to Keegan Stitch. Stitch says, I want some touchdowns. And he punches it in from 11 yards out. Keegan Stitch, the Phenom senior, gets into the fun. And here we go, 41-0.
Again, that drive, they dusted off the Coach Mark Perry.
Yes, that's right.
The Mark Perry and Dick Armstrong playbook there.
We had the Dick Armstrong Cup last week. And finally, number 27 gets into the fun.
I think they're previewing something that we're
Whoa, we
see.
have a block. Block PAT.
Oh my goodness. No good for the first time there. 41-0. Thank you, Luke.
Okay, it was
letting us know.
I just replayed it.
I think number 54 for Lynnwood. Christian Navarro got in there and got his hands on it.
Anyway, what I was saying is I think we're seeing a preview of some sneaky stuff that Snohomish is getting ready for the rest of the season with. They're coming out with the wing tee. It's kind of that same thing that Rowe did there for a while with Glacier Peak, where they would go to the Grizzly or whatever.
They called it the Panther, ironically enough, him being a former Panther.
There's 2 schools of thought with that. A, you give your future opponent something else to prepare for. But B, don't show it and catch other teams by surprise.
Yeah, well, that's true.
When you have a game in hand, I'm of the philosophy that if I have a game in hand, I'm not showing you anything new. Once I got this game, I'm just running my basic stuff that everyone already knows I have. And if I have something new that I haven't run yet, I'll save it for later.
This is the third game, and that's new.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. Well, we don't know at Marysville Pilchuck, maybe they showed it. But that drive, nonetheless, 4 plays, 61 yards, capped off 11-yard touchdown by Keegan Stitch. And Keegan also had a 40-yard run in the first play of that drive. And now 3:14 left to go.
So unless Lynnwood can score in the next 3 minutes and 14 seconds, we will have a running clock in the second half.
Smith kicks it off. It's taken there by Savorn. He bumps into a couple red jerseys, and look at that special teams play. Number 33 for Snohomish. Gavin Skiles-Jones, he is fired up.
You need enthusiastic guys on special teams, because to ask someone to run down 60, 70 yards and go at full speed and slam into somebody, if they're not fully sold on that concept and enthusiastic about it, they're not going to be very good at it. I'm sorry.
Christian Kirkman, the freshman pulled up, you're just joining us. He's a 4th string. They had to go way back down into
well, they had to get him off the freshman team.
Out the freshman team to pull him up. He's done a nice job, the young man. And he looks right, throws. Catch to Savorn one more time, and that is close to a first down.
A yard short.
And again, one of the better plays, and Savorn's hurting his arm, which is not good. He's gotten...
Well, they ran that play in their last series on 3rd down. The out route was open. Kirkman just missed it, so they went back to it again, and this time he's able to complete the pass.
He threw it, and the receiver hadn't even turned yet when he let it go. So good job there. 2nd and 1 now from their own 34-yard line.
Sam Savor with the reception on the last play.
Looks like Snohomish is bringing a blitz.
And they get it off to Tran, and nowhere. There's big Jackson Harris. Saying not tonight.
Harris and Ben Close, whose name we called a couple times tonight already, he was in there as well. They just Lynnwood cannot run the ball tonight. It's just there's been push on the line of scrimmage, but they're getting pushed backwards.
So what was 2nd and 1 now?
3rd and 3.
Loss of a couple there. 3rd and 3.
Let's see if they go to that little route combination again with the slot receivers running it out.
Savorn, the flank to the far side. This time they go over to 25, and it's complete, and that's a Lynnwood first down. Great play there, Ryan Trong.
Their first down of the night has to be.
Congratulations there to Christian Kirkman. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and again, a real basic but effective route combination. The outside receiver runs a slant, inside the slot receiver runs a quick out route, and if you get a team in man coverage, it can often be a natural pick play, even though you're not telling anyone to create a pick. If they're in zone, which so much was, it can cause some confusion. Who you got? You got one guy leaving your zone, but you got to look for someone coming into it. And the out route was open again. Nice, maybe Kirkman's best throw of the night.
1st and 10 from their own 41. This time he gets it to big 33, and there's just nothing going on there for Caleb Herr. The minute he gets the ball, he just
I want to say it's like running into it against a brick wall, but the brick walls in real life, they don't move towards you as you're running towards it.
That's like the rumba running up against a wall on the edge of the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
42 seconds as
I knew someone who had a Roomba when those first came out.
They do. When they hit the wall, they just bounce right off it.
Yeah,
2nd and 14 now from their own 37-yard line. Christian Kirkman, the freshman.
They're in no hurry to get the snap off.
Back to pass, wings it out, dangerous. trying to go to Boyce.
They also
Jalen Lopez, he saw another pick 6 for him.
I don't know who that was too, because he had a receiver running maybe a slant stop, and then the slot receiver was running like a wheel route, and the ball was thrown between both of them.
Brings up 3rd and 14. Yeah, he caught that snap and he got rid of it.
I'm not gonna get hit again, is what Christian was saying. I'm just throwing it in someone's general direction and hope they see it.
Lopez, he was wanting to see nothing but green right in front of him. Nobody there would stop him. 3rd and 14, Christian Kirkman. Low snap, he gets it off. Big pursuit again. Nowhere to even think about going.
Is that close again?
Tran against, yes, it's close again. It's everybody. The Panthers, as the clock winds down in our first half here.
If I'm going to give a defensive player of the first half award, it's been close. He's been all over the field tonight.
And that's the end of the first half.
That's the end of the first half. We'll try and check some scores. I will tell you one update. Jackson Timberwolves, they prevail 40-20 over the Mount Vernon Bulldogs. We'll look to that second of the doubleheader as they should be getting soon start. Right here at Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium, 41-0. And we'll see if Ron Henthorn can grab head coach Kai Smalley. He's talking to the head referee right now. Ronnie, you going to try and grab him? Yep, it looks like he is. And we'll go down to Ron Henthorn with head coach Kai Smalley.
All right, Scotty, down here with head coach Kai. Kai, you put some points on the board there in the first half. Was it a little bit tougher than you thought it was going to be?
We did it the way we wanted to do it, so which is spreading the ball around. And Messina had a great first half with 3 scores, and to see our defense come in and get a score like that was awesome. It was a great run back by Harmson there. So I'll take the points any way we can get them, and just come out. As long as we come out and play a full game, that's the biggest thing now.
And on the second half, you're going for a running clock then?
Well, it is. It just is what it is, and it gives us a chance to get our guys hopefully some rest, and but still again play a whole game. Trying to think of the biggest thing is that we got to keep our guys involved and not let them think that they don't have to play 4 quarters.
So you're going to start of the second half?
We'll see.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half, and hopefully the players will get some good time in there.
Thank you very much.
There you heard it, Scott. Chance to get the game getter. Talk to you later, man.
Never afraid to let that tough question fly. It's a guy, Smalley. Ronnie Henthorn, thank you, man. We'll be back with more halftime here on STSPN Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Lake Stevens Ace Hardware.
Snohomish High School Marching Band.
you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
Your American dream is out there, so go get it. Dreams don't come easy. They're gonna make you work for it. So put on your work boots, fire up your laptop, pour yourself a cup of coffee, because there's gonna be some late nights. American Family Insurance is your American dream insurance. We protect your home, your car, your business, and the most valuable thing you will ever own. Your dream is out there. Go get it. We'll protect it.
American Family Insurance.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Back here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, Scott Ohsman, Luke Winsor, Ron Henthorn, Snohomish 41. Home cooking over the young Lynnwood Royals. As you're seeing Snohomish, Connor Smith kickoff. And it's taken at the 20-yard line. The Royals working their way up to the 35. Valiant effort there. And Luke, Keontae Bankhood, the head coach for Lynnwood, he's just got to take his lumps with his young folk here and get.
And when we talked to
going.
him before the game, he knows it, he understands it, and I think the key for him is, because there is some talent with these young kids, keeping them together through these tough times. And it's almost like putting money in the bank, and eventually you can withdraw it, and you'll have a whole huge account. So keeping this team together during games like this is probably the most important part, job his coaching staff has right now.
Kirkman back to pass, unleashes over the head, double coverage going for his favorite receiver, Savhorn.
It looks like Snohomish has their starters still in on defense. I think probably see them play a series, maybe two, before we start seeing the second unit defense in.
Running clock, reminder here, running clock. As 2nd and 10 from their own 34. Christian Kirkman. Back to pass one more time, lets it go. This time incomplete, almost picked off. Time Trenton Brown had big thoughts.
And again, that ball looked like it was between his two receivers out there. Not sure who he's throwing to. Again, with the pass rush that he's seen, he's definitely got happy feet, and you can't really blame him. And so he's just not setting his feet to make accurate throws.
Other scores, this just in, Lake Stevens up on Mariner, but only 7-3 at the end of the third. So 7-3. Yeah, Lake Stevens goes down last week by Arlington. Kind of a little bit of a shocker.
Monroe is up on Kamiak 28-0 at halftime.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
3rd and 10. Kirkman rolling, gets it off. It's complete. And it's a Lynnwood first down, their second of the game. And that's number 12, Robert Boyce. Nice job there by the freshman quarterback.
How did he get that pass off? Just great job by Kirkman avoiding the rush and just able to get out to Boyce, who then broke a tackle and turned upfield to get the first down.
Only seen Boyce a couple times. I thought I'd see more of him, as he's one of the few upperclassmen.
Well, I think they'd like to get in the ball more, but again, as you saw even on that last play, the pass rush of Snohomish has just not been allowing Kirkman to get the ball to the receivers he wants to get them to.
They're on 45. This time Tran gets it, and he's not going to escape big number 78. Jackson Harris, 6'3", 215 senior. He's got to be all conference, all everything.
That's textbook of taking on the blocker, defeating him, making the tackle. That's almost training film worthy right there.
Well, head coach and defensive coordinator Kai Smalley happy with his defense so far. try and get any other scores as we see them come in. Second and 19. Loss of 9 on that play. Jackson's over the pass over the middle.
Caught it.
He did catch it. What a catch by Trong. Are you kidding me? That's a one-handed Odell Beckham type effort.
On a 50-50 ball, no less, where both Trong and the defender had a chance at it, and Trong came down with it. And for a young quarterback, that's just great to see.
3rd and 3. That kind of catch, you should just give him the first down, don't you think?
Well, we have these down markers and these rules that you have to.
3rd and 3, Kirkman. He's going to go back to pass again. He's feeling heat. Now he dumps it over. Oh, man, and he pays the price there.
I think they were trying to set up a screen, but
yes.
I didn't see a. I think there was a running back kind of in the air, but the ball was thrown way over his head because Kirkman was just getting rid of it to save his life.
Ben Close, one of your faves, he was just barreling down the hatch there. He put poor Kirkman on his back one
I know
more
we've
time.
talked about potential player of the games. I think Close would be my number 2 choice. He's really been impressive tonight from his outside linebacker spot.
Running clock, 7:05 left to go. 4th and 3. And we've got, there we go, there's some equipment. Christian Kirkman, the freshman, just getting called up. Necessity. Gets it, throws it, and it's caught. No, it's no good. Trying again to Trong, who made that tremendous catch. And they will turn it over on downs. But that's one of the better offensive series. I know it's that saying.
They got a first down, which they've only done. They only did one at a time in the first half, and they able to get close to a second one. I'm not a big fan of the moral victory, but for Lynnwood's case, I get it.
And now looks like we're gonna get a timeout. Not sure who, it's like to Snohomish, timeout. And we'll be back with more. 6:05 left, 41-0 Panthers.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. Look yourself Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Back here, Snohomish Veterans Memorial Stadium. What's that? Oh, yeah. Look on STSPN, Twitter, YouTube. Bumpus, Michael Bumpus, head coach of Monroe, again, unfortunately defeated, or is it final yet?
No, that was at halftime.
28-0. Kamiak. Snohomish with the ball, and there's Keegan Stitch. Running, stumbling, bumbling. Down the sideline, 10-5, touchdown. Had one right before the half. He puts another one in.
And if I'm Coach Kai Somali, I said, thank you, Keegan, you're done.
A 52-yard run by Stitch.
I tell Keegan your night is over.
Thank you, good night.
No,
I'm getting.
I would agree.
Shout out to the Nyquist, Todd and Andy Nyquist. They're harassing me by the Odell Beckham. I mean, that was a heck of a catch. Come on now. Well, 48-0. What else am I going to say? It might have been a stretch. It's okay.
A skosh.
You can jump on that bandwagon.
What made that Odell Beckham catch truly great was it was a deeper pass, and he got interfered with, and he still came down with it.
There you go. But Did you see the Beasley catch at Dallas last week?
That was pretty. He kind of bobbled it and then he snatched it.
Right, kind of snow cone on the back. Now that brings up the thing. What the heck is on these gloves now? Is it like the old David Lester Hayes, the stick 'em?
No, but they are. If you ever just go to a sporting goods store and go to where the gloves are sold, they're kind of sticky, but they're. It's not like you got an elephant snot on your hand. Because that's kind of what that stick 'em stuff looked like.
Todd Nyquist just lighten me up. Duly noted, though, Mr. Nyquist. Duly noted.
When you put something like that out there, you got to be prepared to defend yourself.
I'm absolutely prepared, and it was a stretch. Okay, I regret it. I want to take it back. Can we replay?
No, it was live.
48-0. Snohomish home loving, home cooking right here, and another flag comes in. It's taken out saying Savorn, return man.
And a helmet.
Helmet off, so he'll step aside. Next Friday night, 7 p.m. right here from Veterans Memorial Stadium. 7 p.m. kickoff again, STSPN, Glacier Peak Jackson.
And Glacier Peak won that game last year, but it was a physical game last year. And I think even though Glacier Peak won that game, it may have done more harm than good because they had a lot of guys out, and the next thing you know, they have to take on Monroe, and they got hammered by Monroe last year. And then they lost to Lake Stevens, and so they had a lot of guys out from the Jackson because of the Jackson game, and it affected them later on. And it's a rivalry game. The Glacier Peak and Jackson campuses are not far apart, and these kids, the kids from both schools, they know each other. They played youth sports together, so and it's not from what I've heard, it's not the friendliest of rivalries.
No, it gets pretty chippy. It's way more intense than the Snohomish. But for Snohomish, for the Panthers, next week they go on the road, back on the road. They play Meadowdale.
That's a tough game.
That is a tough game at Edmonds Stadium. It's the 8 o'clock game for those of you Panther fans who want to head over to Edmonds. It's an 8 p.m. game, and as you see, the official going to walk this one off.
And Meadowdale, I believe, was a state semifinalist last year, so that's a game. If Snohomish has designs on winning the West Coast South, they need to win that game next week against Meadowdale.
Ty Nyquist, feel free, you can call my cell phone and we can chat about comparisons to the Hawks, all the other text messages. So I encourage Mr. Nyquist to call in.
Yeah, anyone can be brave online and with their keyboard, but
no, it's good. We should talk about the Hawks. What do you think as Christian goes back to pass, getting some momentum? That's another reception. This is to Boyce one more time. He's got some good confidence for the young freshman. This will bode well for him later on.
Now to the Seahawks, I think I never would thought I would say this a year ago, but losing George Fant hurt.
Yes.
But typically, defenses in the beginning of the season are ahead of offenses.
Really?
Typically.
How do you like? Yes, that's true. How do you like Bevel?
He has his good days, and he has his days where he tries to outsmart himself. He gets too cute. He tries to be too brilliant instead of just sticking to what works.
Now, what about as we sit here 2nd and 8 from the ball on their own 20? There's a game, but I have a question for you, Luke, on the Seahawks taking on the Niners on Sunday. A handoff up the middle, and just tries to keep his feet moving, but not much
full
there.
disclosure, Kansas City's my favorite team. But
they are. Now, are you from Kansas City?
When I was a young lad, my parents lived in Missouri for a couple of years. They were both going to grad school there, and where my dad worked, they had tickets to Kansas City Chiefs games. I went to some, and my very first No, I'm not that old.
Just kidding.
But the very first memory I have in life is going to a Chiefs game at Arrowhead Stadium.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's a lot easier being a Chiefs fan out here now because they're no longer in the same division as the Seahawks. That was a little rough in the old AFC West days.
3rd and 6, 2:18 left in the third quarter here. Lynnwood, the youngsters, they're just puppies. They're trying to get some good experience.
And I believe Snohomish has a lot of backups in now on defense.
Starting Kirkman goes wide. That one just not there quite. And they're going again for Savorn there. But here's my question with Bevel, and there's a lot of statistics out there that kind of bear this out. The hurry-up offense the no-huddle offense, I know you're a huddle guy, but the no-huddle, the production by the no-huddle offense it's ridiculous. The comparison there versus the huddle and the slow, that's one of the big criticisms of Bevel.
The one danger in that is if you don't get first downs, and you already have a defense that's been on the field a lot, now they're going back out there quickly. So
but
if
risk-reward,
there's a risk-reward.
out producing as far as points and everything, yardage, with the no-huddle hurry-up. And that's the criticism of Bevel. I get my friend Tim Boyle going on this.
The defensive tackle for Green Bay who was a monster, Daniels.
Yeah.
If you were to put together a top 5 list of defensive tackles currently in the NFL right now, he'd be on that list.
Good kickoff by Nunez there. Yes, I agree.
He would be on that list. So that's a tough matchup for an offensive line that's still gelling because
gelling. Are you?
Yes, I am.
The offensive line of the Seahawks.
I'm not defending it as so much as I'm saying that because of the CBA rules and the lack of practice, that they don't get as much practice as they used to. They don't, and because we live in this culture of fear of we can't get anybody hurt. Let's not play anybody in preseason. They don't get the reps that they need that teams used to get going into a season. They don't.
I know they don't, but look at Larson. Larson doesn't need any reps to the 40. That's 30 finally taken down by Boyce.
Now you use what I said against me in a completely different. Okay.
You see how this is going?
You used it. You did that because you know I was right. You know it.
No, what I was going to say was, yes, I agree. And there's been big talk of that because the two-a-days are gone. Nobody touches anybody. They don't tackle. They can't wear pads, all those things. But the offense is right. Offensive line, they all had the same rules applied going into it.
And part of it is, I'm not a huge Tom Cable fan. I'm not. I think he's overrated as a coach.
You're on hallowed Tom Cable ground.
Well,
former Panther.
I don't care. I don't like the guy. And some of it, I admit it was when he was a head coach at Idaho, and he offered a scholarship to a teammate. Then a few weeks later, pulled the offer.
But he's trying to make. I mean, he's trying to get.
But
we got to go to commercial. The end of the third, and we'll pick this up. Snohomish just on fire tonight, 48-0.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens, you not only find what you need, we make sure you get the help you need too. Hi, this is Gray Eaglestead, and I own Lake Stevens Ace Hardware with my wife Christine.
We'll greet you at the door and answer any questions you have about what you need. We're all about serving our customers and our community.
We support local high school sports and many other Lake Stevens organizations and events throughout the year.
So the next time you need something for that job around the house and a little friendly advice, come see us.
Ace Hardware in Lake Stevens. We are the helpful hardware folks.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
Huge thank you to Lake Stevens Ace Hardware. Thank you for supporting us. Please support them the way they are doing for what they're doing for STSPN and all high school sports. Scot Ohsman, Luke Winsor. Ron Henthorn, do you want to chime in on this argument on the offensive line for the Seahawks?
What?
You have an opinion on the Seahawks offensive line?
Yeah, I think the offensive line needs a little help.
A little help?
Maybe a lot of help.
That's it?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, you're going to find out. They're not going to look so good this week.
Oh, you think they're getting upset? That ball carry by Jaden McClure. Want to get these young kids in, want to make sure they get mentioned. So you don't think they're going to make it past San Francisco? Ronnie, no comment on that question.
Yeah.
That's why he's a professional. He lets that one go.
San Francisco was the team last year when the Seahawks were struggling on offense early in the season. Playing San Francisco helped get them back on the right track. I'll just say
that's true. Tate Conover in as quarterback for Snohomish. He hands it off to Jaden McClure. Again, good time for these guys up 48-0. Running clock here as we head into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, San Francisco is the kind of team that if you're struggling with something, you play them and you can get that struggling unit some confidence.
Well, I don't know. You know, Tom Cable was known as the miracle man because he was making something out of nothing of these draft picks. But to your point, they had Okung. They've had fourth rounders. Pass complete to number 16. That's McDaniel.
Another flag.
And there's a flag.
They used a first-round pick on Ifedi, and he's been struggling. Really don't. I said this after they played Tampa Bay last year when a certain starting center, Justin Britt, was out injured and they had one of their worst games of the year, that they actually missed Justin Britt. He's been like the one guy that they've drafted in the last couple of years on the line who's sort of panned out.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big Tom Cable guy, but I do think the front office could help spending a little bit more money on the line, but it's hard to do that and also keep so many of the core defensive players who you've kind of built your identity on as this great defense. So I think if
Tim, are you there? There you go. We can barely hear you. Let's try and turn you up a little bit. You would have loved this debate. We're talking Tom Cable. We're talking the offensive line, 48-0 Snohomish. Cordover on the run now. The backup Cordover. Ooh, he gets just hammered from the back there at the 30. Tim Boyle, break it down, Boyle. How you doing? You just got out of a movie? What'd you watch? Really?
I've heard good things. That's one I would like to see.
It was absolutely outstanding. But more importantly, I want to hear about the Tom Cable.
So Luke Winsor is not a big Tom Cable fan, and his argument. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You hear so much how great he is, but what do? They produce. Typically, yeah, he might have some teams that run the ball well, but his record as far as a pass protection line is horrible.
I don't think you're going to get a big argument out of Tim Boyle. Oh, it's complete and just smacked down. Sorry, Tim. We had a pass. Trenton Brown catches it, and he is just laid out.
But he held on to the ball.
Yes,
he held on to the ball.
Awesome. I wish I was watching. I got to agree with Luke. I think Tom's the problem is he's not, they're not spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
He gets credit there, but he's also not developing these players into the Pro Bowl caliber players he should be.
And it was
there he is. If he's not spending any money and he's getting lower talent, well, then he's got to develop that.
Well, it was pointed out earlier today when I was hearing another radio broadcast, the lowest draft pick on that offensive line is a fourth rounder. So they've used draft capital on the offensive line. They're just not developing.
Is he not trying? I mean, he's walking into a fixer-upper that needs $1 million amount of work.
He's been there for several years, so he's not walking into it.
And with Bevel there, the playbook's been the same for years.
And Snohomish likes their playbook as they get another touchdown here to put it on, and that's 41 McClure. Jaden McClure runs it in. Tim Boyle on the phone with us here, STSPN. Now, I was talking to Luke earlier, Tim. Your ears were burning because I was trying to get his joy or sadness or happiness on your favorite offensive coordinator of all time, Darrell Bevel.
Oh. You know how I feel about Darrell Bevel. How does Luke feel about it?
I think he has his good days, and he has his days where he tries to outsmart himself, and he gets too cute. And the good days he has as a play caller is when he sticks to the basics. He doesn't get too crazy, but when he tries to outthink everybody, he has problems.
You're cutting out on me. It looks like we might be having some technical difficulties.
No, now we're
you
great.
You guys still there?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
I lost you. Now I can't really hear you.
Oh, you can't hear so much. Connor Smith. Wow, we're getting all kinds of sound effects. Stop that, Connor Smith.
What in the world?
That is not good. The 5-tool player, he's out. He's out-kicked his tool belt.
Almost sound like a DJ scratching the record.
Connor Smith, hope he's all right. That was the second blocked extra point try that's done. Now there's some confusion on the field. Tim, can you hear us now?
Yeah, but it's kind of shoddy a little bit. It kind of cuts in and out.
Darrell Bevel, your absolute favorite, as we know. I'm just kidding. He is not a Darrell Bevel fan. I was talking to him about the hurry-up offense as Connor Smith hits it in the uprights, and now it's 54-0 Snohomish here at 7:51. All right, well, maybe you can call back and we'll try and redo this. There you are. I'm here.
Oh, now I can hear. Now you sound okay. So I lost you. You were talking about the hurry up, and then you were gone.
So your whole argument is why don't they do the hurry up offense all the time, right? That's a common complaint.
That's not exactly my argument. My point is well, they don't do it enough. I can tell you that. They seem to only do really well when they're in a little bit of a hurry up and they have a sense of urgency. And Bevel doesn't seem to call good plays until he's behind. You know, when he's ahead or they're tied, he calls very vanilla plays and they don't really work very well.
What do you think of
that? But then when
Luke?
he gets behind, he starts calling some decent plays.
Well, what I like to see the Seahawks do is, I think their first 3 plays last week, at least 2 of them were pass plays. Start running the ball, get the offensive line going, get them worked up, and then start, because I think Russell Wilson is his best as a passer off play action. So get the run game going, make a commitment. Don't, we lost a yard, only gained a yard or 2 on this run play. We can't run it. No, stick with it. Have some patience with the run game, so that way play action can open up, and that's when Wilson is at his best as a passer.
Yeah, if they open up Wilson a little bit, I agree, but we don't know that they have a run game yet. That's the question.
Well,
we'll probably know a little bit more Sunday.
They're going to get Rawls is supposed to play, so that'll help. And I think maybe one of the reasons why they didn't run it as well as I think you would have liked to see them run it last week, because I think again they abandoned it too quickly. They don't allow the cumulative effect of running the ball to work in their favor, so that even though they're only getting maybe 1 or 2 yards in the first quarter, those start turning into 3, 4, 5 yard runs in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think I think that's true, and they just weren't on the field enough. You know, they were only on the field for a few minutes, like the whole game against Green Bay. So
now
they didn't get to run hardly any plays.
First and 10 by Lynnwood, by the way, and Kirkman gets a completed pass, another close to a first down. Tim, if Tim Boyle was the general manager of the Seattle Seahawks, and I don't want to really use up all of our great material, Tim, because we got so much to do, but if you were the general manager, would you trade Russell Wilson?
Oh, you're really putting me on the spot. Wow.
Scott, do we need to get a UA for you, Scott?
Wow. I can't believe you put me on the spot. Well, I would consider it. That's for sure. Look, you know, one of the reasons we don't have an offensive line anymore is because we had to pay Russell Wilson all that money. So it's definitely something that would be in the topic of discussion, especially if he has a year like he had last year. But all indications look like he might have a better year this year. But last Sunday wasn't a good example.
Another big first down for Lynnwood. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Tim, but
no,
I think it's
that's
an
fine,
interesting.
We have that discussion.
Yes, we have. It's an interesting discussion. Yep. My whole argument to that is, there's 32 teams. There's maybe there's 10 or 12 quarterbacks that are, going to take you where you want to go, get you a Super Bowl. And we'll wrap this up. We'll get back to the game. But Tim, we'll continue this discussion. You should see Luke Windsor's face. He's bewildered right now. We shook it up. Have a good night. Lynnwood on fire up to the 50. Thanks, Tim. We'll talk to you, man.
See you later.
Bye. Luke is bewildered here in the booth. Now we can get to Pac-12, and we can talk about the officiating of the Pac-12. Lynnwood on a roll. I am so happy for
Talk about a running joke.
Yeah, 5:05. Gets it big. The big running back for Lynnwood. And I'm excited for Lynnwood, Keontae Bankhead, and the staff. They got a lot of young kids. They've completed some passes now. They've got a little drive going. They started around the 20-yard line, picked up a couple first downs. I'm excited about this.
And it would be great if there's under 5 minutes left to go in this game, if Lynnwood could get some points on the board.
It would be great.
Just for the freshman quarterback to say, hey, I led a touchdown drive in my first ever varsity start.
That'd be very, very cool. I'd be happy about that. Christian Kirkman getting the call, just a freshman, first time playing varsity ball. 2nd and 6 on the Snohomish 47. He's going to go deep. Coming back, it's caught at the 24 down inside the 19.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but maybe the toughest throw to defend for any defensive back is the underthrown football, because you have all your momentum going downfield, and and all of a sudden a receiver stops, and there's nothing you can do about it. And so whether on purpose or not, that was just a great play for Lynnwood.
Boyce, the recipient of that catch. 1st and 10 now from the Snohomish 19. Caleb Herr, another carry. And if they can get a score, Luke Winsor, that'll give them great confidence, and they're going in to next week's contest against the Shorecrest Scots. That's the early game.
That might be a game they can win. That might be a game they can win. Now, on the other side, if you're Snohomish, if you're a starting defender, you got your backups in, you're giving them the look. You better not let them score. We want the shutout.
Yeah.
Because I don't care what level you're at, shutouts are hard to come by.
2nd and 7 for Kirkman. Back to pass. He's going deep in the corner again. Lets it rip too much. And he's going for Boyce again.
And all I'm going to say about Pac-12 officials is they better not get an assignment in any of the playoff games.
Yeah.
Those games are too big for Pac-12 official nonsense.
Rough patch that turned into a permanent trend.
Yeah. I wouldn't want them for a New Year's Six game either.
I know. Lake Stevens up on Mariner now, 14. Actually, that's a final. Lake Stevens survives 14-3 over Mariner.
That's interesting.
And we get ready for this 3rd and 7. Glacier Peak strikes first. 62-yard pass from Ziomas to Castro. GP up 7-0 as tries to get around the corner, and it'll bring up 4th down on this drive.
Probably the last chance now for Lynnwood to put some points on the board. They need to convert this 1st down here.
2 minutes. Running clock here since late in the first half. 55-0 so far. And it's been fun. It's been fun chatting about. We didn't talk about the Cleveland Indians.
You actually asked, should the Seahawks trade a Super Bowl winning franchise quarterback?
I don't agree with that. That's what Tim Boyle
just because there's
discussed.
32 NFL teams doesn't mean there's 32 guys worthy of being a starting quarterback in the NFL.
I agree with you. I have argued. Kirkman, he's going for it all, the touchdown. And the receiver just can't quite get there. Savhorn, good coverage, and they will turn it over.
And at his best, Russell Wilson, maybe not a top 5 quarterback, but he's a top 10.
I agree with you. I argue with Tim Boyle about this because I think he's nuts on this particular.
They don't have a good offensive line because they paid Russell. No, they don't spend the money on the offensive line because they spend so much money on the defense.
I also said that as well. I think that as well. But it's
fact.
known, that is a fact. And again, the drop-off is so severe. When you go to the top 10 of 32 NFL quarterbacks, after that, it's like a cliff as 42 seconds, 55-0. 1 second here, Luke. I want to make sure our STSPN player of the game, we got to talk about that real quick.
I'm Messina with Ben Close being honorable mention.
Do we have a cutoff shirt or something for Close? Ron Enthorn, number 21, Tyler Messina. As Snohomish gets the ball one more time, as this should do it. Maybe one more play, perhaps.
Probably not.
But probably not.
Ryan Cote with the carry.
Todd listening to the Glacier Peak Cascade game on KRKO 1380. And that'll do it. 55-0. Let's see if we can go down. Number 21, Tyler Messina.
After they shake hands.
After they shake hands, we'll get our STSPN player of the game. Tyler, boy, not a bad night's work. 3 touchdowns for Messina.
Hey, everyone's paying attention to Keegan Stitch. Give it to Messina. Let him do some work, and he did, scoring the first 3 touchdowns of the night for Snohomish, and really just kind of setting the tone for how the rest of the night went. Got to give it to Messina, but also do want to again mention Ben Close. He had an outstanding game from his outside linebacker position.
our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game, Tyler Messina, just a junior, Luke Winsor.
So when you talk about finding some other guys who can carry the load, or at least help Keegan Stitch carry the load, I think Tyler Messina threw his hat in the ring for that.
As you see, if you've got that on there, there's Kai Smalley and Keontae Bankhead again. Great sportsmanship there. Everybody knows each other. Big respect for Coach Bankhead and what he has done for Lynnwood.
Exactly. Before he got there, the head coaching position at Lynnwood was almost a revolving door.
It really was.
So that he's been there for 4 years now, provides some stability, and you could tell just by talking to him, he's in it for the long haul, because he was talking about how he likes his freshman class and even some of the 8th graders that have been coming his way next year. He sees the long game in sight, and he knows that in a year or two, he could have a pretty good football team. So much respect to Coach Bankhead for what he's doing at Lynnwood High School.
And hopefully Ron is, as the Snohomish Panthers, is
now
a
they gotta
great
sing the fight song.
They go over and they sing the fight song. We're trying to get Tyler Messina, number 21, if Ron can get there after this. Our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game. Ron, you gonna be able to get to see
down here, guys. They got a little ritual they're going on here with the fans. The team all ran over there to give the fans and get some appreciation from them. But Tyler, he promised to be here. So got to do his thing now, but a heck of a game, guys. 55-0. I was kind of surprised at that last call of the game that they just didn't take a knee. But anyway, I'll get Tyler over here in just a minute.
No, it's good. I love that tradition. After they play, they come over. I'm a fan of that. I dig that. Ron the Wedge Henthorn will get our Speedway Chevrolet Player of the Game.
There he is.
And we'll go down to Ron right now with young Taylor. 3 touchdowns.
Here we are. Tyler Messina. Tyler, the first 3 of 8 big touchdowns to kick things off tonight. Just turn around this way. We can take a look at you up there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Practiced a lot in practice this week. A lot of execution. Just came out and balled out.
There's Guy Smiley giving you the big high five for the player of the game, man. You deserved it.
Thank you, sir.
So you outweigh Stitch, but he outweighs you by like 50 pounds, but you seem to get the ball tonight because he didn't get it so much.
Yeah, well, it's easy to run it when everyone's focused on Keegan. He's a big threat, so it helps out a lot.
It did help out a lot. Was it a lot of fun out there tonight?
Oh, yes, sir, it was.
So when you came out in the second half, did you think you were going to do another touchdown?
Oh, it's all based on what the coaches want, and if that's where they want me, then hell yeah, I'm going to go get the score.
Go get the score. I got a nice T-shirt here for you. If I can get it out of my pocket here.
Everything's wedged in with a wedge.
Literally and figuratively.
A little technical difficulty. Keegan, hold that shirt up in front of you so we can get a picture of it there.
You called him Keegan.
All right, Taylor. I called him.
There you go. You're good.
All right, there we go. Tyler, player of the game.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good luck next week, man. All right, Scott, there's our player. You saw the coach come over here and give him a big high five as well. Some of his fans giving him a big high five, and good high five to you guys in the booth tonight. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you very much, Ron. Appreciate that. Also, a little fun fact for Mr. Messina, lacrosse player, baby. Good lacrosse player, too. My wife's maiden name, Messina. In fact, it's her name now. Anyway, that'll do it. 55-0. Snohomish.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel now for things to talk about.
Thanks for watching. For Luke Winsor, Ron Henthorn, Todd Elvig, cameraman Jesse, everybody, Scott Ohsman. So long. 55-0 Snohomish. We'll see you next week.